Looking back over the last 2 Test matches, what is the single worst thing that's happened?
Oh my God.
Oh.
There's
quite a list. I've thought of.
It's probably.
I can think of 10 things just that. So
I think the thing that ended the series is probably Smith dropping head.
Yeah, that's
because
yeah.
I know in Australia the ball flies through and everything, but he wasn't in the right position, and it was a bad drop,
and a bad moment,
and the wrong player, right? Like everything went against them at that stage. If they take that
the
early
wrong bowler,
if they take that early wicket, and Marnus has to come in against the new pink ball. Maybe they can get a couple of wickets straight away. And then there was no pressure on. Even when Head went out, the pressure had already gone from the situation.
70 for 1 rather than 30 for 1.
I mean, Australia kept trying to give England chances in that innings. If they'd done that and Head had gone out early, they might have been bowled out for 300 odd.
I think possibly Khawaja getting a back spasm.
Also true.
That changed the dynamic of what this series is. All of a sudden, if Khawaja comes out to bat, England are, what did Australia have to chase? 200 and whatever?
Yeah. It would have been a very different chase.
That's a different chase.
That
is a very different mentality of chase. And what Head did to England during that time put, I think, a mental scar in England and a light on moment in Australia's dressing room to go, hold on. If we take these on at their own game, maybe they're not as strong as what, we are prided to be in Australia, being mentally strong. And this England they make mistakes when they're put under pressure, how mentally strong on there. And all of a sudden that innings, with Khawaja getting the back injury, might have put a message into Australia's dressing room of, right, we go even harder at these lot. Yeah. And that, I think, is probably the change in the series. Gone wrong, something like that?
It's a very good point because, in 2023, we were all there, we all watched a lot of it, and it really felt like Australia just kind of were clinging on, right? And they were uber defensive and they didn't really know what to do. And England were just doing this and they were just like, whoa. And, they won. They retained the Ashes and they got away with it. I think that's a very good point. They realised with that moment, actually,
mentality shift.
Yeah. There are other moments because I thought of
You got a list.
I thought in my head there's a few things going around because I thought of the Jamie Smith and I didn't think of the back spasms. Harry Brooks shot against Mitchell Starc. Gus Atkinson shot against Doggett, which actually for me, I was a bit like, the game's gone now.
I didn't get that.
I didn't really care. But
I didn't get that.
I mean, some of the reaction to that shot from Australian from people that were there is like, wow. I mean, there's a lot to moan at here, guys, but that wasn't even the top 10 for me. But, I'll throw it out there. Ben Stokes run out. Reminded me of, was it James Vince who ran himself out in 87 all those years ago? And you think, wow, man, your career probably would have been very different if you hadn't.
I think the thing with the run out though, when you watch that passage again, England had done brilliantly to absorb that half an hour, 40 minutes of good bowling. And it was like, right, we can't play a Bazball. It was like a little bit of a shift between, we can't play a Bazball because we're not hitting these for 4s and 6s off this. So we have to rotate the strike. Our 2 experienced players going well at rotating the strike. So when Ben ran himself out, you're going, well, it's a calamity, but you can see what the plan was. You can see what they're trying to do.
They were probably going to lose a wicket if they batted normally, right? So they came up with a different way and they still lost a wicket. Yeah. But they did take a lot of time out of that section.
But at least I think they had a more calculated plan to take less risk to actually
I was okay with
make
it. It was a bad call because he hit it straight to the right hand of someone. But other than that, I was fine with it.
It happens. It was just a bad moment.
Also, how often is a wicket-keeper going to pick it up and hit the stumps? It's like he didn't hit himself in the head.
Yeah, I mean, you're thinking he probably throws his stumps down 2 times in 10 or so, 1 in 5, right?
Wasn't it someone was watching him in the warm-up and said he didn't hit the stumps once?
Matt Pryor.
That's right, it was Matt Pryor. Yeah,
so
he can be unlucky.
Harry Brooks shot against Mitchell Starc. Mm-hmm. That's got to be up there. I mean, we were talking about holding Mitchell Starc back for precisely this moment.
What's worse, Harry Brooks shot against Mitchell Starc or Will Jacks playing the same one about 45 minutes later?
I would say that Harry Brooks is worse.
You see what I'm saying, though? Like, at a certain point, you must realise...
I tell you what, didn't he get out the same shot at Perth? Am I imagining things?
Yeah, I'd have to go back. You might be right.
Yeah, it wasn't quite.
No, in Perth it was more of a push.
It was a push. It was hands away from the body push. It was a big ball on full on drive.
That was an awful shot. That was a worse shot. Technically,
the thing with the Will Jacks one, he was batting with Was he not batting with the tail? So you can give him a little bit of.
No, it wasn't Root at the other end at that stage.
Yeah, because Root was unbeaten.
Oh, that's right, he was. Yeah,
That's what I mean. I just thought at that stage. Like, also, this is that boring technical stuff, but like if you're facing a left-arm fast bowler and the ball gets outside your eye lane, you don't try and hit them straight anyway. You slash or you leave, and it's really easy to leave. It's much easier to leave a left-arm bowler than it is a right-arm bowler.
That's why Joe got 130 because he tried it. He hit everything through cover point.
Yeah,
He wasn't trying to hit everything through straight mid on and straight mid off.
Yeah, so just simple things like that. So yeah, no, you're right. Harry Brooks is probably worse, but you understand my point of like you've just seen the mistake. It's a bit like when Crawley went out straight after Pope went out, and you're like, you just saw this. The ball's holding up on the surface.
Well, see, that was the other one.
And they're seeing Duckett get dropped doing the same thing.
Well, your reaction, I don't think I've ever known you to be madder than when Ollie Pope was out.
I don't even remember
The
what
third drive. So he drove one just over, he sliced it just over kind of mid-off or cover.
Extra cover sort of
Then
thing,
he outside edged one over second slip. And then he hits one straight back to the bowler. 3 chances in 5 balls against 2 different bowlers. And your message was, well, you've sent me 2 ridiculous messages. There was when Harry Brook was out, because the timing of that shot.
I don't remember any of these.
First ball, wasn't it? Stark, first ball back.
Second ball.
Second ball back, was it?
Second ball. First or second, I can't quite remember. But what it meant was Stokes had to walk to the crease in twilight hour. Yeah. Right? And they literally held Mitchell Stark back for this. Yes. Right? And then the Ollie Pope. So you sent me a message which is completely unrepeatable. And then there was the Ollie Pope, 3rd drive in a row, followed by Zach Crawley doing the same thing.
Oh, it got to me at such a level of like, Australia are just bowling to keep pressure on at the moment. They've got the keeper up at the stumps. All you need to do is it was a normal delivery. There's no reason to have your hands out in front of your body trying to force that. Just wait. There's no thinking of match situations with these guys of when they have to play in different styles, right? And that's why Stokes and Root stood out so much because we haven't seen cricket proper played by this team before, right? And you're looking at it. And then when Crawley did it, I was probably too angry to send you a message at that point. And I'm an Australian. I'm not angry because Australia's not doing well, because I knew at that stage, well, we've won this test. That's over. But I was just sitting there going, why are you doing this? I've been told for so long that Zach Crawley's going to make 1 million runs in Australia and he's good against the fast ball, and that the problem is he never makes any runs in England because of the dibbly dobblers and everything. He drives everything on the up. You've been to Melbourne. Melbourne's the worst ground in the world to try and... Remember, was it 10-11? When the whole Australian team decided to drive on the up for the first session and got bowled out for 50 or whatever, or 80, it felt like 12, right? You were taught in Australia not to do that. What? Crawley is just going to keep doing it until he finds a fielder.
That's his shot.
Yeah.
That's his shot.
So
and it comes back to this is how we play it. Doesn't always, I mean, if you keep making the same mistakes and this is how we play, you're going to get the same results. And the same results are what we've got at this moment in time. It's been borderline embarrassing. The results embarrassing. Our performance has been borderline embarrassing. And the worrying thing is, for me as an England fan, and you know how passionate I am about this team, and I love this team. I love watching this team, and I really enjoy the players in this team because they're good people. They'll be hurting like anything. But this is not even against the best Australian side. This is not even close to being against the best Australian side in Australia in the Ashes. And so far we're 2-0 down and we've largely beat ourselves by doing exactly the same mistakes we've been making for 3.5 years under McCullum and Stokes.
Can I throw another one in the mix?
Please. Is this another time I sent you a bad message, or by this stage should I smash my phone?
By this point you're doing your final piece and you're getting yourself ready. That Jofra versus Smith battle and the reaction to it. Like I said at the time afterwards, I was like, do you know what? I'm totally in on this in terms of Archer, hopefully, is thinking, if I can get him out, that means I've got him out for the first time ever. It shows I still care. And going to Adelaide, if I've got him out...
Yeah, there's something there.
I get that. That one-on-one duel. We were there in 2019. That one-on-one duel between Archer and Smith is up there or down. That was an incredible piece of cricketing drama. This was not an incredible piece. The game was done, right? So Just let them do their thing, and let's never talk about it again, right?
Yeah.
The reaction to it was like, wow, this is what the Ashes... No, it's not.
It was not what the Ashes.
This is not what the Ashes is about.
I must admit, I'm sorry. I had to send you a message, and I call them out. I were commentators I was listening to. I flicked between 2 or 3 different stations, and I was listening to the TNT lot, and I was shouting expletives at them, going, "You're going. This is the Ashes. This is no, it's not." Like you're saying.
And it wasn't just them, by the way.
They need 20 to win.
The crowd,
Yeah.
all of the... You've seen it, Insta.
All anyone's been talking about.
Everyone.
I didn't have a problem. I didn't have a problem. Jofra rocking up with a pillow under his arm. No problem whatsoever. I mean,
I
no
did
problem.
the same thing.
No problem.
But it was 3 a.m. when I started playing.
I had no problem with that whatsoever. But to not turn up on day 2, you bowl your first ball at 129, get driven straight back past you. Then your spell average was about 135. To then, with 20 runs to win, decide that I'm going to go at Steve Smith, about 150, 151.
Which is basically what Smith told him to.
And I wonder, do you know what? I wonder if that was what Ben Stokes was meaning at the end of the game.
Well, I thought the same. I'm starting to wonder if this... I don't think it's about attitude with Jofra at all. I'm just wondering if he can consistently bowl, because we had that Lord spell, and he came back to Headingley and he bowled at 130, and we all went, oh, how smart is he? He's slowed down for Headingley. I don't think it's effort. I just think his body, he can, when he hits a groove and he can do it, he does it, and then it goes away. And maybe in a test match, he can bowl at 150 twice, and the other times he can't do it anymore. And that's a huge problem for England, because he is by far England's best bowler. And Mark Wood's 36, right? Bryden Cass is old and has a busted toe. Ben Stokes, there's a lot of issues here if Jofra can't bowl for the next 2 or 3 years.
And but like we said picking our sides, and we talked about this, didn't we? I'd pick Josh Tongue, for the simple fact is, Josh Tongue, he knocks tails over. He doesn't knock top orders over, where Jofra knocks top orders over, and he hasn't got anything for the tail. There's nothing there. It doesn't, and that might just be the dynamic of his body. You might be right with that.
Pick them both.
But you might have to think, right, if Tongue can't get top order wickets, we've got Jofra can bowl at 145.
Well, that's what you and Freddie did, right?
Yeah.
Most of your wickets were lower order. And
Mine
he
was,
never got any lower order guys out, but he was great at the top order. You've got to match your bowlers, right?
And I think that might be something that England have to think about, because it's not the lack of effort with Jofra. People go, oh, his body language is not this and he's not. It's not the lack of effort. Jofra's all in. He is. I think he is an athlete.
He's also a really competitive guy, as we just saw.
But I just wonder where I'd love to know where mindset and where he was at the end of that day 2, and then the mindset he was on that day 4, and what got him in that position. Because I think if Ben Stokes can fathom that out, we have a chance to win a test match in Adelaide, Melbourne or Sydney. That's something I think we can all agree on if we get him right for the whole lot. But it really annoyed me when people were going, this is the Ashes, this is the battle, and this, that, and the other. Like he's bowled half a dozen balls at 150 when he should have been bowling them on day 2. And actually, Smith got 23 off 9 balls. Is it the Ashes? Is it everything? The stuff with the Jofra with the pillar, I thought that was people trying to be making something out of nothing. I didn't have no problem whatsoever with Jofra rocking up to a ground with a pillar.